whatever time you are studying, make the time effective. The quality of the time spending is more important than quantity, that is how much hours you are spending. So having long term goal is not at all sufficient. It is necessary, but it is not sufficient. We have to make short term goals.
Welcome everyone to Success Tips from Topper's Lips. I am your host for today. My name is Giridhar and I'm a volunteer for Arjuna Group. And my dear friends, whenever we interact with students in all coaching institutes, right, हर जगह एक ही सवाल आता है कि सर इतना पढ़ाई है, इतना सिलेबस, फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, मैथ्स, इतने सारे क्लासेस, यार सांस लेने को टाइम नहीं मिलता. तो सर थोड़ा टाइम मैनेजमेंट पढ़ा दो हमें. This is like a common question we get in all coaching institutes. And that is why today's topic of discussion is exactly this: time management and avoiding procrastination. So I would, request all of the students that please invest your time in watching this video so that you get to learn these principles. And who better to talk about this than our guest for today? Please join me in welcoming Mr. Jitendra. So, Jitendra, I would like to congratulate you. You have got JEE Mains All India Rank 4 and
Thank you.
Advanced All India Rank 14 in
Yeah,
2020. What an excellent achievement. Kudos.
thank you. Yeah, so hi everyone. I am Jitendra here to help you how to avoid procrastination and how to study efficiently, how to do time management. So myself, I have achieved fourth rank
Great.
in JEE Mains and 14th rank in JEE Advanced 2020. Thank you.
So,
Yes.
Jitendra, my first question, obvious question. When you came to know that you got All India Rank 4 and 14,
Yeah.
what were you doing and what was your first feeling?
So like mains is first anyway. Like for advanced 14th rank, I came used to it somewhat more. But the first surprise is when I came to know that I got fourth rank in JEE Mains. I know beforehand only after writing exams, I got better percentile in my first attempt. That is the attempt I have given in January, around 8th to 10th I have given January attempt. And then I went to home for Sankranti holidays. So I am in home. I know I performed well and I will get 100 percentile, but I never thought of getting rank like 4. One fine day night, I am playing with my family at home, like around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Suddenly, my principal sir called me and told that you got All India 100 percentile among 24 students. You are one of the student and you will get some good rank because you also got max 100 percentile. That will be the criteria. So Times of India Hindu newspapers will be calling around 1 2 o'clock. Please be awake and give tips to them, like interview to them. So like somewhat, I am very surprised that they are calling suddenly. Suddenly everything happened. So night I gave some interview to them and I slept. All my family members are very happy. And next day morning I went to temple. And after coming from the temple, in that meantime, so many journalists came to my house. Like my house is full of people who came to congratulate me. My family felt very happy. So many news channels came. I have given so many interviews. Even my parents talked to them. uh, I felt very happy when my parents are giving interview. I have seen like joy in their eyes. That is the most proud moment I have felt, and like that day we enjoyed very lot. Our
Nice.
family members are very proud. We enjoyed a lot.
Nice, Jitendra. Nice to hear that. Nice to hear that you were so much eager to render some service to your parents. That is very good. So, on to the first question. Why did you choose this particular topic of time management to talk about?
Uh, since I am also prepared for JEE student, I have prepared around 3 years. In the 3 years, I have seen so many people asking these type of questions. Like after achieving rank, also so many juniors, some students messaged me about these type of problems, like how much time we have to study every day, how to do time management. Like they are saying I am spending time but I am not getting topics covered, I'm not performing well, how to spend time effectively. These are the topics I came across. I myself faced sometimes those type of problems. So I think this is the best topic to choose, because time is very precious, the first thing. And making time effectively, using time effectively, will alter your score, your performance very much. We don't think our performance will depend much on time, but that is the main factor that will affect your performance, like how efficiently you are studying. That is the most important factor. So I want to take this topic.
Okay. So you mentioned that how efficiently we study, like time, we may think it doesn't impact our performance, but actually it was one of the most important factors.
Yeah, most.
Great. Yes, absolutely. That's very true. What would you answer? So, when your juniors, etc., are asking that, sir, we are not able to be effective in our studies. We are spending time, but maybe we are not, able to be very productive.
Yeah,
What would be
yeah.
your answer? How does a student actually improve his effectiveness during studies?
So first of all, the question I faced so many times is how much time to study every day. Every people will have that doubt. How much time to study? Like if we
Yeah.
study more time, we will get good results. Like that, they some people thinking will be. So I came across these questions so many times. My answer will be, the answer is like the quantity of hours. How much hours is different for every student. That is depending on the student, the conditions he is in. Like some will have some problems, other type of issues also, they have to manage them, etc., etc. But what I will suggest is, whatever time you are studying, make the time effective. The quality of the time spending is more important than quantity. That is how much hours you are spending. And if you ask me like average time, if you are spending effective time around 7 to 8 hours per day, it is fine, very fine. Like if you are in that 7 to 8 hours, you are studying very much effectively. So now the next question come to how to improve effectiveness during studies. So many people immediately they will ask, what is the meaning of studying efficiently? I am studying, like I am sitting before book, that is not exactly studying. So studying efficiently is, you are keeping your 100% concentration and focusing to that. Obviously everyone will have distractions, and I don't think anyone can study with same focus and concentration for long hours. So I will suggest everyone to take small breaks in between. Like I used to take some 10 to 15 minutes break for every 1.5 hour, etc. In that 10 to 15 minutes break, I used to do things that refresh my mind, or I used to talk with my parents in COVID. I used to talk with my friends in normal times when they are available for me, or I used to listen some music, etc., etc. In that break, 10 to 15 minutes, I not used to think about studies. And after that 15 minutes, again, I am entering my study room like again fresh, and I used to study again 1.5 hour with utmost efficiency. So that is what effectiveness means: studying with full focus and concentration, and making sure everything you are studying is going into your mind. Sometimes people will sit before book but they don't study anything, and they will feel themselves depressed because of studying so much time but not getting good results. That is not what we want. I have seen so many friends spending time more than me but they are not doing effectively, so they are getting low score. So this is the problem so many people face, and now I want to address those problems. Uh, so first of all
I
you
have
have
one
to.
question here. Just one
Yeah.
small interjection here. Uh, some students actually came and asked me this. Okay, they said that, sir, it is happening that we are sort of sitting with books, and like in 11th standard especially, they're saying that,
Okay.
sir, per question it is taking sometimes 20 minutes, half an hour. So I don't know, but I felt that it is little bit on the higher side. And I was wondering if there is some tips on how they can improve their effectiveness that you can suggest. Did you face such a situation when you were in 11th standard?
Yeah.
That,
So
yeah,
yeah, I will say instance I faced in my life. Like in my coaching center, there are people who are studying before only, like before 11th class they are doing preparation. Around 8th, 9th, 10th they have learned some basics. So when they came into 11th and they are doing same topics, they are doing much faster than me. Like
yeah,
they are performing much well than me in exams also, in initial exams also. I used to think like how people they are doing, but I have taken positive note. I used to think, okay, so before, because they have studied before only, they are able to well, but I have not taken it as excuse. Why can't I perform even if I am studying now also? So although in initial days I used to take so much time for preparation because I am new to doing problems, etc., etc. So I used to take much time, like what you have said, around 20 to 30 minutes for problem. But I know I am going on high side. I am taking much time, but I have not felt much discouragement. I know if I am continue to do problem slowly, I will reduce the time I am doing will reduce automatically, because after some time of practice what will happen is the ideas will immediately get stuck into your mind because of that practice. And without your influence only, you also don't even know that you are able to do fast. Automatically you will able to do same problem in 10 minutes, etc., etc. So that will happen in the process. And to make it happen, we have to maintain the same amount of confidence and determination throughout our process. So we should not feel low that we are doing so much time. Obviously for everyone at initial times it will take much time.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
some people, for some people after some time also, that may not be applicable. They used to be do again 20 to 30 minutes, then there is a fault in their preparation, like their strategies. They have to think about that, revise their strategies. Once they have to talk with some friends who are able to do same problem well, they used to adapt some techniques from them. They used to ask sir how to do and what the problems you are facing in doing that faster. And they used to take tips from well wishers like parents, etc., that I will suggest and revise their strategies.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Right. That is really nice. So yeah, I interrupted you. I think you were talking about how to improve effectiveness, and I think you were going to talk about the need for having a plan of action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So uh, obviously that is the first point. We have to take some short breaks, and also in a day we have to play some outdoor games, or at least for 30 minutes we have to take a break and do whatever things we like. In some institutes we may not have some ground, but in that time you can do whatever you like talking with friends about normal things, not studies, making your mind refresh. So the main point here is you have to take some breaks that will help you make your mind refresh, and again you have to start studying. And in that 1.5 hour also, what will increase your effectiveness is if you are having some long term goal. Like in my case it is achieving good rank in IIT, in JEE mains and advanced, and coming into IIT Bombay. This is the long term goal in my case. And the main thing here is the long term goal should be taken from you. Like you should not be forced to take that long term goal. You have to be interested in that long term goal. If you have no interest in that goal, obviously you won't have interest to study, and there will be no effectiveness in your studies also. So first of all you have to develop interest towards your long term goal, and then you have to plan according to that long term goal. You have to plan some short term goals. So short term goals here are very important. So the main goal is getting into IIT Bombay by cracking JEE mains and advanced. For that, I have to get all India below all India 60th rank. So my main term goal is that by long term goal. But for that, I for to achieve that, I need to be efficient. I need to be like pro in every topic. So to getting pro in every topic, I used to study. I have to study every topic much. So these are my short term goals. Like in our institution, every week we used to cover one topic, and at the end of every week we used to have one mains exam and one advanced exam. So my short term goal here is to perform well in those weekend mains and advanced exams. So here short term goal will help us to not getting lazy in the process. So if we are not having short term goals, then we will feel like, okay, 2 years is there, we can we can read later, so it lead to procrastination. And at last you will realize that you have left so much to study and you have wasted your time. So again that will degrade you, that you have wasted the time. The fact that you have wasted the time will not let you to study for remaining time also. So having long term goal is not at all sufficient. It is necessary, but it is not sufficient. We have to make short term goals depending on that long term goal, which is helpful to that long term goal. And the another main point is, if we are achieving those short term goals, then the confidence in us and the enthusiasm to achieve that long term goal will increase, and that will make your studies more efficient. Sometimes what will happen is we won't be able to achieve some short term goals. That time you have to analyze why you are not achieving. That's it, you have to analyze. You should not be depressed or you should not get demotivated. You have to analyze why you are not achieving those short term goals. Obviously, in everyone's life, even in my life, even if you are performing well, sometimes you won't be able those short term goals. If you are performing well in 4 to 5 exams and you have not performed well in one exam, that's fine. You no need to think much about it. But you are continuously performing not well, not according to your goals in every exam, then you need to think about your goal, short term goals. Maybe there are two cases. The first case is, obviously everyone have to keep their goal according to their performance, like according to their talent they have to keep goal. Suppose you are not continuously achieving short term goals, then there are two cases. One is you are keeping your goal very high. That will be case sometimes. Then what you have to do is, I am not saying you to reduce your goals, but keep somewhat that goal low, and after achieving that low goal, slowly increase that to higher goals. So after getting confidence, slowly, little you have to increase the level of your goal. That is the first case. And second case, you have talent to achieve that goal, but you are not doing preparations properly. Then you have to analyze your preparation strategy and exam writing strategy. You have to analyze where the mistake is going to be. Then you have to talk with some well-known members like faculty and parents and your friends who are performing well. You have to take their suggestions and you have to revise your goal, your preparation strategies. So then you will be definitely, you can achieve those short-term goals and your confidence will be automatically achieved. But what will
Wow.
happen in this process of
One
revising
second,
your
okay.
strategy?
Jitendra, I'll just want to revise. You have given so much valuable content. I just want to list out the main things that you highlighted so far. The first thing you mentioned to be effective in study is that
Yeah,
don't be overly worried about the quantity of time that
yeah,
people ask how much quantity, how much 8 hours, 10 hours, 14 hours. No, you study what is the whatever you study, make sure you're able to concentrate. That's first. Second thing you mentioned is it is important to take breaks to refresh the mind. You can't study continuously. Then third thing you mentioned is you mentioned what to do in the breaks also. Especially you emphasized on outdoor games, or else you
yeah,
said then have some meaningful discussions with your friends. Don't think about studies in the break time also,
yeah. That's
right?
main thing.
Then correct. Then another thing you mentioned is that you have to practice regularly so that you become perfect. Initially you may find difficulty, you may take more time, you may not be as good as your peers. Don't get demotivated, keep
Yes.
practicing. Practice makes perfect. Then I believe now the fifth thing you mentioned is learn from your friends and from your teachers as well. In order to be effective, if you see that others are better than you, don't think they're somebody you have to defeat. Think of them as
Yeah,
a friend that you have to learn from. You appreciate them and try to learn from them. Go to your teachers, ask why it's not happening and learn, right?
yeah, that's main
And
thing that will affect our mental health.
exactly, exactly. And then after that, you mentioned it is important to have a long term goal. This
Long
was
term
the
goals.
sixth point. So, having a long term vision, like you mentioned, you were very clear that you want to enter into IIT Bombay CS. In that way, you need to have a long term vision of where you want to be. That is sixth. Seventh is not enough to have a long term goal, break it down into short term goals. So break it down into short-term goals like your current exam. You need to do well in this immediate monthly test, and maybe even shorter than that. Like maybe this week I have to finish this syllabus. Today I have to finish this many problems, this much syllabus.
Yeah,
And you have to break it into that. And further, after breaking, you should also periodically do some reflection exercise of why those short-term goals are not being met. There could
yeah,
be two reasons you talked about. Basically, either you overplanned, you didn't have proper capacity in mind, or else you got distracted or other something like
Yeah.
that. So you do that. Okay, please continue. I just wanted to take a break because almost 10 points you told. I just
Yeah.
thought it would be
Sorry.
good to
Sorry.
repeat. Yeah, no, 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 it's very good. I mean, this much thing in a 20-minute video, where do students get? It's not a common thing that so much wisdom they get so fast. But please continue. What, yeah,
Yeah. So second case, yeah, that is what I suggested. You have to take help from peers who are performing well, and then faculty and also some parents if they know much about studies. You have to take help from others, and then you have to re-revise your strategies. That is the main point. But what will happen here is, in the process of revising strategies, it will take time. Obviously, some 2 to 3 weeks. In the 2 to 3 weeks, obviously you will go to in some tough phase. You won't be able to score somewhat marks because you are in a state of confusion in which way you have to go. But don't think about much short term goals at that time. Obviously your long vision is towards long term goal. So after these 2 to 3 weeks, after you have re-revised your strategy, you will be able to do better. So you have confidence that your long term goal will be achieved. So in the 2 to 3 weeks of tough phase, don't think much about short term goals. This is the most important point I want to note, because people, while they are revising their strategies, obviously they won't be able to perform well. They will think
naturally.
that they are doing some mistake and they will get demotivated, and they used to
Correct.
be in that phase only, tough patch.
Correct. What you are saying is so true, actually. Even I have seen, myself also, I went through this little time actually in my 12th standard. There was a phase where I wasn't scoring very good marks, and I used to like, okay, now I'll try to change something. And if I'm trying to change and it doesn't immediately reflect in better score
Yeah,
or something,
obviously.
then I again get demotivated. Oh, this didn't work. Now I need to again make some new strategy. But actually, those things take a little bit of time. We need to
Yeah,
have little mental patience. You know?
patience. That is very
Correct.
important in every profession. Even after
Exactly.
achieving rank also, even in IIT Bombay, we need to maintain that everywhere.
I can imagine because you are there with the 60 most intelligent people of your age. So naturally, it will be very, so many good lessons you can learn there. Right. Okay. Great. So, can we move on to the next question then?
Yeah,
So there's another question that comes up that this especially comes up in, say, for students in South India. Basically, they have a kind of packed schedule who are staying in hostels. It is a sort of very controlled schedule wherein
yeah,
like your breaks are fixed, your lunchtime, dinner time, breakfast is fixed, your
yeah.
everything is fixed, and you have to somehow take a break when people are telling you to take a break. You have to sleep when people are telling you to sleep. So how do you deal with that and be effective in this situation?
Yeah, this is what I know, because I am also from South India coaching. I am not blaming the method they are following, because obviously they are producing results, so they believe that they are following good method, and like we can't say them that your method is correct. There is correct in that method. There are faults in every method. So here faults are somewhat less time for sleeping, somewhat less breaks. So obviously we need to overcome those faults, because the method is producing very good results. So many toppers are coming from South India, so they will follow that only. There is no doubt in that. But the first main thing is how to manage sleep. Coming to my situation, we used to have morning classes at around 6 to 6:30, and night they used to leave us around 10:30. So there is in between gap of 7.5 hours. Normal, what I suggest to people have, if you are having 7 to 8 hours sleep, that is sufficient. So less than 7 hours is not, don't I think it is efficient. And what I say here is, sleep is very important. Some people will think we can sleep less time and we spend even that time all studying, so we can get some good marks. So what here want to mention is, sleep is very very important, because that will affect our mental strength. If we are having proper sleep, then we can study remaining time very efficiently. But if we are sleeping for less time and spending more time on study also, we won't be able to do efficiently. So the first point is, spend good time on sleep. Mm, what I suggest is around 7 to 8 hours. And the problem here in packed schedule in coaching. So they are leaving us at 10:30 and morning classes at 6. So to fresh up, we have to wake up at 5:30. So there is 7 hours gap in between. Obviously, the faculty, the coaching center will say like ideally, so you are getting 7 hours of sleep. But anyone after 10:30, they will come to room, they will chat with their friends, they'll chit chat, they will do some things. Normally, it will take obviously some 30 minutes. So I have never slept before 10:30, I think, before 11, I think. So I suggest you to sleep between 11 to 11:30. Sleep earlier, like how much early as possible as time, sleep at that time, and wake up around 5:30. So you will have some 6.5 hours sleep. So what you have to do is, in our coaching institute, they used to give break afternoon, like 1.5 hour break. We can eat in some 20 to 30 minutes, and in that 1 hour, we have to sleep so that our brain will be refreshed and we can perform well in the afternoon sessions and evening sessions. So I suggest you to sleep around 30 to 45 minutes, so finally you can get sleep more than 7 hours. So that is what maximum we can do, and that will be fine because I have practiced that and I have performed well. So sometimes there will be case because of some issues, maybe some health issues, something you won't be able to get some good sleep. Obviously, in the next day you won't be able to study efficiently. What I suggest is, go to faculty, say them clearly, this is my problem, can you please give me some time, so that you go to room and sleep properly and then come again. Say them, they will be able to understand because they have come across so many students. So I used to do this also. If I'm getting so much sleep, I used to go to them, I used to tell them, and I used to tell them also, after getting some good sleep, I will definitely sleep well, I will definitely study well. So I used to tell them, and obviously they won't believe much, but after showing your results, you have to show results, you have to maintain the faith they are kept in you. That is by showing good results, so then obviously they will believe in you.
This is even something I have seen. Like I was not in a, so my situation was slightly different. I was not in a hostel situation, but I had school and I had coaching also. So even there, what you are saying is very true. Basically, initially, school teachers will expect you to give full attention in school, and then even in coaching, you have to go and give full attention. It gets
Yeah,
tough. But after, especially in school, they see that you are learning the concept. When you're going to coaching, you're learning. You're actually using your time
yeah,
well. Then teachers are happy to give freedom. The reason they are wanting to say give more schedule or something like that is because they feel that you may misuse your freedom, but once you show
yeah.
that you do use it properly, they are more than happy to give that back to you.
Obviously. So in my case also, after me showing results only, they used to keep faith in me, and they used to give some rest time whenever I ask. And I have not utilized my freedom in some other wrong ways. Whenever I really need rest only, I used to ask them, so they know I am doing good only. So they used to give that rest time. So this is what I suggest to how to manage sleep and how to manage breaks. They will give some breaks like for 3 hours, like they will give some 30 minutes break. Like evening, we will have snacks break for 30 minutes. If you are having any ground, play some game for 15 to 20 minutes. If you are having a not ground, then chat with your friends about some random things, not studies, so that your brain will be fresh. And in the 3 hours also, if you are getting distracted, like you are feeling you are studying for much time, then go to washroom, or like take some short break around 10 minutes, drink some water, that will help you to refresh your mind. And what will happen here is, uh, you are suppose there is schedule for 2:30 to 5:30 and you are getting break for 5:30 to 6. So what I am suggesting is, take some short break in that 3 hours. So what is the problem in this concept is, some people suppose they studied for 1.5 hour and they decided to take 10 minutes break. So after, in 1 hour 20 minutes, sometimes if they are not performing well, they will think like, I have unnecessarily wasted the 10 minutes. No, you have to respect your decision. you have taken that decision because you know that will help to improve your effectiveness. So you should not think like that. You not at all think like that. You have to respect your decision and you have to strong with your decision in any time. So this is the thing I used to mostly say. Some people, they will do like this only. If they take 10 minutes break again, they will feel sad about the 10 minutes break. Unnecessarily I have taken, I have missed some concept, and they use it to study continuously 3 hours, and they use it to study ineffectively. So I'm not talking about all people, but what I suggest is whatever decision you are taking, that will obviously be according to your capacity. Like you are taking according to your freedom. So respect that decision and believe in your decision. So
Yes,
this is the point I want to say.
very, very true. Very, very well said. Well said. Right. Yeah. And finally, there is just two more questions. So, was there any incident in your life when you were feeling that you were not at your best, and you were not able to, you were not able to meet the targets that you are planned? Like, how did you overcome that sort of situation?
Obviously, there are so many incidents when I am not at my best. Uh,
It's sometimes very
mm,
nice for people to hear that even a person who got all India rank top 10, he also went through problems. Okay, I'm not alone. Yeah.
so there are many times I am not at my best, but what I need to say is, in my, obviously, as I told, in my first year at starting, my peers are already prepared in 8th, ninth, 10th, so they are performing well. That is the one situation, and I have already told how I overcame it. But another situation, in my, like at the end of first year, I think I'm not performing well in mains exams. Like what the problem I am facing is I'm not getting good marks in mains exam compared to others. That is the main problem. But what will happen is when you are not performing well, you have to know the reason why you are not performing well. So what I did is, I am not performing well like continuously 3 to 4 exams. Then what the problem I am facing is I am able to solve questions in exam, but I am leaving some 5 to 6 questions. After coming from exam center, I am able to do those 5 to 6 questions also. So the problem here is time management. My friends are doing somewhat 1 to 2 mistakes in all questions, but they are performing well. I am doing all questions correctly, but I am leaving some five problems. So I am behind them only. So the problem here is I am doing correctly, I am doing efficiently, but I am not doing in time. So I realized the problem is I have to make time management. So there is no fault in my preparation because I am able to do every problem. So there is fault in my exam strategy. So I have to analyze my exam strategy and I have to revise it. That is what I realized. And so I used to do first max because I like max and physics, chemistry, etc. etc. So I realized I asked with other people in this question paper how much time you are taking for max exam, how much time you are dedicating for physics subject, etc. And then I came to know that after these all interactions I came to know I am giving much time in max. Like I am giving 1 hour 20 minutes to solve whole max paper, but all are giving like 1 hour 5 minutes, 1 hour 10 minutes. So in this 15 minutes I am losing that five problems. So I am thinking why I am giving more time. What is the problem I am facing is to be efficient. I am doing, after doing any problem, I am checking it 2 to 3 times to avoid silly mistake. I am focusing mainly on efficiency, but I am not focusing on time management. So we have to balance all these. To be efficient, I am checking every question. After solving, I am checking every question 2 to 3 times, and I am wasting so much time in the checking. So I realized that I have to stop the checking. I have to minimize the checking. So in the practice session, like in the practices, I implemented that after solving any question, I stopped checking. And in initial stages of this implementation I used to commit mistakes, like 2 to 3 questions in 30 questions of mathematics I used to commit mistakes, but I know after some time I will get habituated to stop doing such mistakes. So again, after knowing mistake, some 2 to 3 weeks I used to get low marks because of committing mistakes. I used to do in the time, but I used to commit mistakes. Here my time management has done, but efficiency has gone. So I know after some time I will get back into the track of efficiency. I am confident. So in the tough patch, I have not thinking much about that short term goals, my marks in those weeks. So after some 2 to 3 weeks of practice, I started again getting back into the track of efficiency. So I habituated to the practicing, like whatever question I have done, that should be correct, obviously. Because I got answer, I am paying my 100% focus and concentration. So no need to again check that. So I stopped checking. At least some questions, if I am feeling tricky, I used to check one time. That's it. I stopped those things. Then I overcame this time management problem. Again, I used to score so many marks after that. I
That's
never
very good,
need to
actually.
look about
Uh,
this. Yeah.
Very very mature understanding you shared. Actually, first you said that try to find out the root cause, why exactly it's happening. Is there a problem with your preparation, with your strategy? You have to find that. Then next you said you can actually, once again you mentioned, it's a very important thing. I think people underestimate how important peers are in our
Yes.
preparation. That you mentioned, go to your friends, ask how you asked how they are, how much time they are spending in maths, for example. So when you have identified the root problem, try to find out people who are able to solve it, try to understand how they are solving it. Then the third thing you said is implement it in your practice sessions. Start making changes in yourself. And in that, there may be little ups and downs, some things you may lose out for some time. Don't lose heart there. Just keep going. And after a 3 4 week period, you will overcome that difficult situation. You will see even your short term goals now manifesting. Till that time, you will have to be satisfied by your focus on the long term goal, right? That's very very brilliant. Actually, I'm honestly learning so much from this interview myself. Right? Okay, so final question. I believe you have already read The Art of Concentration. You read this
Yeah.
book in your
Yeah.
plus 2,
11th, 12th. Yeah.
11 12 standards. So interesting incidents that you want to share? What do you feel about the book? The stage is yours. You can share your thoughts.
Yeah. All the concepts I have told till now, that book is having all these concepts, how to overcome every difficult situation, and also so many situations I have not mentioned. That book is consisting of so many situations, like it covered all situations every people will face, every problem people will face. Like coming to my instance, how it helped me. We used to have sessions on that AOC book, like people from Arjuna will come towards us into our college, and they used to explain every chapter. uh, we used to have weekend advanced exam evening, and then after that session we used to have dinner, and after dinner we used to have AOG session, like once in 3 weeks, like that. So whenever I am not feeling well, like I have not performed well in exam, and then after going to AOC session, like it helped me in not going through low confidence patches. It helped me how to overcome those not performing days, etc., etc. So it helped me mostly when I have not performed well in exams, how to overcome those type of patches. And I am very sure that it will help whatever problem we are having. It has covered so many situations in that book. So I
Yeah.
recommend others. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Actually, sometimes when we are going low, we just need something like a companion, no? Somebody who can actually just helps us relax a little bit.
Yes.
It is also a break, because sometimes when you do low, immediately you don't have the strength to go and, yeah, okay, what went wrong, how it went wrong. You need to get little first relaxed, and then when with a peaceful mind you can reflect on, okay, what went wrong, this is what I need to improve, etc. But for that brief period you just need something to give you a little boost, right, which will kind of make you feel, okay, I can do, everything is fine. And yeah, I agree, the book especially has, in the latest edition we have expanded on the section of self confidence, and in that we have given a lot more detailed principles of how one can develop this attitude wherein even if things go wrong, like you mentioned throughout the video, right, even if things go wrong, how can we actually, continue in a confident way? How do we not get let failure, overcome us completely, cloud our intelligence? How do we, do all of these things? So yes, as you said, this is something which it's from straight from your mouth. You have mentioned that it has helped you, and I'm sure that actually I also read this book in 12th standard. I didn't mention this to you, but I have also read this book, and it did help me greatly. I read this in October of 12th standard,
Okay.
and yeah, so that's so guys, that's what we have for today's interview. I'm sure you would have learned something. You would have learned a lot of things today. I hope you had a notebook, because frankly there is so much content. You may have to rewatch this video. There were small tickers that I kept putting at the bottom of the video so that you can have the summary points with you. But I hope that you will come back to us for our next videos, and please hit the like button, share, subscribe. You know what to do already. You have been watching YouTube. Every YouTuber says this, so you already know what to do. Jitendra, thank you very much for
Thank you.
coming and sharing your time, and really helping out the students. And yeah, that's all for today, guys. Hope to see you next time. See you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.